Hey friends, it's Laura. Today I am sharing a scrapbook layout with you, a process video of how this layout comes together. I hope you enjoy it. The inspiration for this layout came from my photograph. It is a picture of me in my craft room in one of my Christmas sweaters in this beautiful dark green color, and I had just cut my hair off. I donated 14 inches of my hair to Pantene Beautiful Lengths, and I was so excited for my new haircut and to finally get rid of all my hair because I had been wanting to cut it for like 7 months and just now finally did it. And I was feeling very stylish and fresh, and I loved it. So I was inspired by the photograph and by how I was feeling with my new Christmas hairstyle, and also inspired by a layout that Hey Elsie did, and I will link to that down below this video. But in her layout, she had these lanterns that she had hanging from the sky in her layout, and then she connected them up to the top of the layout with drawing the strings or embroidering them. And I really loved that. So I thought I could do the same thing with these Christmas ornaments and put them throughout my page and then make them connect up to the top like they were hanging from the top of the page. So that is where my inspiration came from. All of these cute little Christmas ornaments are digital artwork from Creative Market. Both of the sets that these come from are linked in my December daily supplies video, but I will go ahead and link these two sets of graphics down below this video as well in case you want to see where I got those from. And I love using digital graphics because then I can print them off as much as I want and use them as many years in a row as I want on whatever projects I want, and I never run out. So I think that's pretty cool. So anyway, I get those ornaments styled in a way that I like and arranged in a way that I like, and then I use double-sided tape to tape them down to my page. And then I use a ruler and a pencil to just mark lines connecting all of my ornaments to the top of the page like they were hanging down. And I don't have a T ruler that makes sure I'm doing this in a way that's level. I've been thinking about getting one though because I think it would be beneficial. So not all of these lines are perfectly straight up and down. Some run slightly diagonal, but that's okay. What can you do? I'm not too worried about it. So then I grab my rubber protective mat and my awl, and I go ahead and poke little holes up each of those lines so that I can hand embroider some stitching on each of those lines, and that will act as my string connecting all of my ornaments to the top of the page. And after I go ahead and poke all of those holes, I erase all of the pencil marks since I will be able to see my lines because there are holes there now. And off camera, I do the hand embroidering because hand embroidering takes quite a while and I usually end up doing it in front of the TV. So you can see I come back here and it's all hand embroidered. And I'm grabbing some Heidi Swap Color Shine because I know I want to use some of that sparkly teal on my background behind my photo. And I think I also want to use a patterned paper as a photo mat. So I go ahead and I grab a few different papers out of my stash that I think would complement the photograph really well. And I try a few of those different patterned papers out and a few of the different colors to try and choose my favorite. And I end up going with the 6x6 patterned paper that has the words written on it. It also had a really cute enamel star that was stuck to it. And I thought it was perfect. So I kept it there and I cut down that piece of paper and ended up using that for my background. When I look at all of the different pattern papers I could have chosen though, I don't think any of them would have been a bad choice. So this just goes to show that design is very much a personal choice, and I have to watch videos and I think, why did that person choose to put something there? And so I really like it when people explain those decisions to me so I can see what they were thinking. So I try to do that with my videos as well, so you know what I was thinking when I made a particular decision. And I just loved that enamel star that was on that word patterned 6x6 paper, so that's why I ended up choosing that paper. It was as simple as that. And then I tried to spray my Heidi Swap Color Shine, and I don't know if it is clogged up or what. I've never had this happen before, but it wouldn't work. So I took some plastic packaging and I opened up the bottle and I just put some of that color directly onto my packaging. I mixed in some water, that way it would act kind of like a watercolor, and I used that to make my painted background. I also add in some magenta and red because I wanted to bring those other Christmas colors down from the top of the page down there. And I end up not super loving how that paint turns out, but it ends up okay because I keep my photo mat pretty big with that patterned paper, so it ends up covering most of that up. And again, because that teal paint would not spray out of the bottle, I show you how I just go ahead and I pick the dropper up out of the bottle and just drop it directly down on my page to get the splatters out, which gives a very similar effect to if I had sprayed it. And if you have any tips for unclogging those bottles, please let me know down below. I've never had this happen because this is the only Color Shine bottle that I have. So first time for everything. I had some gold and silver sparkly alphabet stickers set aside, and I wasn't sure which one would totally complement this layout. And I end up choosing the silver glitter thickers, and I really love how they look. I think they are very charming and beautiful and simple. I love it. And I actually don't have all the letters I need, so you can see the S in style I kind of fashion out of a 5, and I slice off some of the harsh bits of the 5, and for one of the T's there in Christmas, well, I guess the only T in Christmas, I end up using an I, and then I cut out a little bit from another letter to make the little cross that goes across the I to make it a T. So this is how I use my thicker stash once I am running out of a lot of the alphabets that I need. I try to keep them going as long as possible. And I actually like the way that that title turns out. I'm sure it would have looked even better if they were all uppercase or all lowercase, or actually the letters they were meant to be instead of kind of hand fashioned out of what options I had left. But that's okay. I like it. It definitely adds to the handmade style. And now I'm grabbing more of those graphics from those packs that I was talking about that I got on Creative Market, and I use my glue pen to glue down some of those little candies and that peppermint stick. I play around with that winter hat a couple of times and I think it's super cute, but it doesn't end up making it onto my page. You can also see that I cut out one of those little scissors, the teal scissors, from one of those 6x6 pattern papers that I was debating on using as my photo mat. And I just ended up cutting out one pair of scissors and gluing that down to my page next to my title, Christmas Style. And that was because I had just cut my hair that night. And then I want to do some journaling about this haircut that I've really been wanting and that I love. And so I grab my ruler and I use it as a guide. I don't actually put my pen up against my ruler to make the lines that I'm going to use for my journaling. I just kind of use it to guide where my line will be so it's somewhat level across the page. And I love creating handwritten lines for my journaling like this that are really messy. It's a technique that I use in my December dailies, and it's a technique that Allie Edwards uses in a lot of her projects. And I just love the way that it adds to a project's design and the handwritten feeling it has, like the handmade effect it gives the layout. So I thought it was perfect. I end up not making enough lines, so I have to go ahead and add a few more down there. And you can tell that my lines at the bottom of the journaling end up very close together compared to the lines up at the top, and the words are kind of smushed, but oh well, hindsight is 20/20. What can you do? I think the layout is turning out really pretty despite all of that. And then my finishing touch on this layout was to add a couple enamel dots around the page. You can see I added a red and a teal one up on the top left-hand side of my photo, as well as a couple of enamel dots down on the bottom right-hand side of my photo. And I love how they also look like they could be little paint splatters. So here is my finished layout. I'm going to give you a couple of close-ups here so you can see how beautiful it is, and those beautiful sparkly alphabet stickers. I think they're totally perfect for this layout. And I'm running low on them, so I almost want to go out and buy some more because I love them and they've lasted me several years now. I love the hand stitching and all the ornaments. Overall, I think this layout is really great and I love it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this process video. Please make sure to like this video, leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought of it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see all of the memory keeping stuff that I do. Thank you guys so much for watching this process video. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!